They have no idea what's going on. Oh, there we are. Me and my big ass head is right there. Hello.
Finally, are we live now?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is this not showing me?
Showing you what? Is it not working?
It for some reason it always takes forever with. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, I spelled his name wrong there too. Hold on.
Yep, you did. It's okay.
No, I
trying to rename me, girl.
I'm rebranding all the way.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I think we're just rebranding everything now. We're just rebranding everything.
It's what I do for a living, so I took it to heart.
It's totally fine. Jesus Christ, Bruce!
Oh, wow. We are a mess. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. Oh my gosh. Wow. We are season 8, episode 30. And Freddy is having a blast over there. But tonight,
how'd that feel? Get out of here.
It's your Wednesday night conversation. Let's talk about how to make self-isolation more manageable. Like when you go live on live streaming, we are a perfect example of what not to do.
Oh my god. Get out of here, you
Oh my god, what's squealing? And we'll check in on the latest current events. And we have a special guest, Benny Blessed, who will be joining us here.
Hello.
Yes, I'm going to play the intro. Okay, there's a weird buzzing, and it's probably me.
I muted myself, so it's not me.
Huh. And I could be the only one hearing it, too.
I don't hear it, so it's probably just you.
Wow. It's my bell tone. Wow. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. I'm Felicia Fefe Minor, and Freddy Prinze Charming is in that beautiful hat that I want.
That's gonna steal my shit.
And then we have Mr. Benny Blessed.
How you doing?
Is that a White Claw? Is that the classic White Claw?
Yes.
What flavor? Mango?
Lime.
I don't think I've tried the lime.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
I've tried one, and that was plenty. I don't need to try it ever again. I'm good.
Wow. You're so open to trying things. I can tell.
You know what? I try everything at least once, okay? I try everything at least once, so...
Wow. We are Arizona's longest-running drag live stream. We're here for more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. You should share this episode. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And we are brought to you by Wigs of a Kind and the Burly Barber, who are reopening in June.
No, they're not.
In June.
June, but they're not opening. Well, at least June. We'll see.
Don't ruin my groove. Damn.
Okay.
Along with the support of our Patreon supporters, Allison, Best, and Brandon, Casey Stark, Carrie and Corey, Joan, Leanne, and Patricia Mason. You can support us today at patreon.com/letshaveafefe. You can also support us by tipping us in the tipping jar at paypal.me/letshaveafefe. I think that buzzing is me, because if this computer takes a shit, I'm just gonna lose it.
I mean, it's what, 10 years old? Because you've had the same computer since we started.
Yeah,
so...
but I don't have computer money.
What, you didn't get your stimulus package?
That went to bills.
Did you guys get your stimulus check?
That went to bills. I got bills to pay. And then I said, ooh, I could get some extra groceries, because, you know, like, you get the necessary groceries. And then I said, ooh, I could get, like, ice cream.
And you get like the good ice cream instead of
not the big Walmart brand ice cream. You get the, like, Breyers, and you like,
Right. You get the good shit, yeah.
So if you want to sponsor us, this computer is about to take a shit. So
try to mute your speaker and then unmute it and see if it works.
Oh my gosh. Let's do it. It's me. It's totally me. But I can't hear you if I mute it.
So,
Is anybody else hearing it?
No, I don't hear it.
Oh my gosh. I can hear like noises that are like meant for dogs, and it's so annoying to me right now. Anyway,
like even with both earbuds, and I don't hear it. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, audience, you tell us if I'm driving you absolutely bonkers, because I can switch to the laptop. It would just take me a minute, but
apparently other people can hear it. I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh God, here we go. And after, of course, what we're gonna fucking talk
about. It's Murphy's Law! Oh wait, it stopped.
It stopped. It was on your end. Girl, you laughed and it stopped. That's all good.
There we go.
Wow, I just needed to be overly loud, and it said, "Okay, bitch, I got it."
God said, "Open your mouth," and you did, and it worked.
Oh, all better now.
Yes. What'd you guys do this weekend? Oh my God.
Well, I was involved in the Arizona King show that happened via Eddie Broadway's Twitch on Friday. That was fun. I got to show off the video that I went and did out in the middle of the damn desert.
Oh, how was that?
Let me tell you. So that's the last outdoor video that you're going to get from me this year, because it was already fucking hot. All right. And that was like at the beginning or the middle of like April. So no more, because it's already too hot.
Damn.
But
you should have went to Sedona.
Man, I was way the fuck up north. I was 100 miles north. I was about 20 miles south of Flagstaff.
And it was still hot?
It was still hot. I was literally out in the middle of like red dirt with red rock and stuff like that.
It was
and it was hot. Plus, you got to think I'm in drag, so I'm actually in a costume. I'm not just, you know what I mean? Like, if I was in a tank top and shorts, it would have been all right, but I'm in drag, so it's like...
But you were in that, like, unbreathable material, especially the shirt part was, like...
You should have just worn the shirt that I'm wearing now.
Right? I'm just gonna start doing everything in, like, fishnet. Like, that's, yeah.
Ooh,
but
full body
let me tell you, the people that have the ability that, you know, they either live with someone or, you know, they have someone with them that they can have a second pair of hands to film shit. Man, you are lucky. I don't think you understand how lucky you are, because...
Wait a minute. How lucky am I?
Okay, so what I've ended up having to do is I'm sitting there, I have my fucking tripod, so I have to lug all this shit out there, right? So I have my tripod, I have my laptop, and I have my phone, because I can't play the music on my phone while I'm recording video. So I have to have my laptop, so I have the music.
I wonder how you did that.
Like, dragging all this shit out in the middle of the desert, and then I had to take it and, like... What?
Uh-oh. Did you freeze?
No, you froze. I don't know. I have no idea. So I drag this shit out in the middle of the damn desert, and I'm like, so I'll set up my tripod, I like put my phone on it, see where it is, kind of all right. I'm gonna like press record, I'm gonna go stand over there, see what it looks like. Okay, don't like that, adjust it, come back over, like back and forth and back and forth, dirt like everywhere, and it's the red dirt, and that shit like stains.
Well, lucky for you were wearing
really
red.
glad that I didn't wear what I was going to wear initially, which was white, because that would have been really bad. But yeah, like that was hard. Like you know, and I'm like I decided that, you know, since I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try and do something not necessarily in my house. Like I have the ability to go, so I drove way the fuck out there and you know and did it. But it turned out okay. Like I wasn't mad about it. You know, I'm not a fucking videographer. You know, that's not on my resume. But you know, I'm definitely not mad about it. So it was okay. But that video premiered on Friday, and then I was able to share it afterwards, which was kind of cool. And then on Sunday, I so I decided, because I'm doing another show hosted by the artist formerly known as Vivica Galactica. She recently moved back to Denver, and she changed her name to
Something you forgot.
Xenon TV, and it's a Broadway themed King show. So she's got all these kings, and everybody's doing Broadway stuff. I decided that I was going to be extra and do a duet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're all social distancing, so who am I going to do a duet with? Myself. Fuck. So I'm like, this is going to be great. Super fun, right? So I spent all day on Saturday in Face because I had the drag story hour later that evening. But I was in Face all day because I had to shoot basically 2 separate videos for this number.
Mm-hmm.
So I could edit them together. And then Sunday, I started spending hours trying to edit this because it's not as easy as you think when you have to find something that's going to give you a good like side by side. Because then you have to sync up both with the music and all this stuff. Like, it's not as easy as you would think. So I spent hours on this shit, hours. And then the program, like, it didn't even crash. It just closed. And most programs like that, when you're working on something, it'll save something. You know, like, it'll be like, do you want to restore whatever when you open it back up again? Yeah, this did not. So hours of fucking work was gone. And then I ended up with a migraine for 2 days. I blame Trump. But also Saturday night, like I said, I got to do the first bedtime drag story hour, which was so much fun. Oh my God. I got to read some great stories. I got to read some Shel Silverstein poems, and it was really good. And the feedback I got, the parents that were there and watching with the kids and stuff, everybody loved it. So I was excited to be able to do that. So yeah, that was basically my weekend. It was good. It was good.
What about you, Benny?
I went to Sedona hiking, get away from the city, be in the nature, be in vitamin D.
Saying he's swimming in orange juice.
But I actually follow this doctor on Instagram, and he basically did like a whole 20-minute video on how vitamin C and vitamin D is very good for the whole, like it helps kill the virus. So I wanted to be away from the city. There's still a lot of people out. So I went on the trail. There was like 5 people like I saw all together for the whole 45 minutes that I was there.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's better than Freddy's little rendezvous.
Yeah, it was very peaceful. I actually was wearing a tank top, hoodie, and shorts, so I was not performing.
Yeah, go do it in drag next time.
Right, while I'm on the trail, just start.
Just start randomly performing. People are like, what?
I did see wildlife, which is...
Oh, what'd you see?
Yeah, lizards and different squirrels. It was just very peaceful. I just wanted to get away from the city. Even though I'm from the city, like born and raised, but I wanted to get away from it.
It still is, especially when you're stuck inside all the damn time.
Right.
Get out for a minute. Yeah, no, I get that.
And the weather was actually really nice in Sedona. It was like 82, nice breeze.
That sounds so beautiful.
Nice. What did you do, Felicia?
So all of these weekends from the time I had surgery till now, I've been pretty busy. So this weekend I actually did nothing. And
sometimes the best.
And I'm okay with that. I did a lot of laundry because for some reason, I don't know, there was like laundry backup, but I did that. And I'm still...
Nobody else was doing laundry, apparently.
Hey, don't discuss my dirty laundry. I'm just kidding.
I'm totally going to air your dirty laundry.
Which, if we were going to air more dirty laundry, this is why I look as horrible as I do, because my dirty laundry was airing out. Let's not. Anyway, but I am still raising money for the Southwest Center for HIV and AIDS, and it looks like somebody donated.
Nicole did.
Nicole just donated. Because I guess Facebook added this feature where you can add a cause to your live stream. So I don't know if that's on private, like profile pages, but I know it's on business pages. So I tried it out, and look at there. We got $10. If anybody else has a little ching ching they want to put in the little deck yet, I'll just sit
For
here.
those of you that missed it, we had Rocco Cook on a couple weeks ago.
And he's watching right now.
He was involved in the Southwest Center. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I am thinking of different things to do as far as my drag persona. And we came up with an idea. I don't want to tell anybody yet. We came up with an idea.
That's funny. You're like, so I have this idea, but I'm not telling anybody anything.
Yeah. I want people
to so why even say anything?
I know. It's called teasing. I want people to be like, oh my God, no, she didn't. And Rocco says, thank you very much, Nicole. And I thank you too. Rocco says thank you. But here we are. It's National Teachers Week, so we've been doing virtual events for teachers.
I know a lot of teachers. Shout out to all the teachers and educators out there.
So, two things are happening this week. It's Nurses Week. We want to thank all the nurses and healthcare workers who are doing their darnest, who are living with bruises on their noses because of the mask. The doctors who have to, I didn't know this, that have to wear stethoscopes that are only for one-time use. They use it for that patient, and then when they walk out of the room, they toss it into they're called like sanitation bins, but I think they
it's like the 3D glasses at the movies where you wear them and then you chuck them in the thing and then they like clean them and so they're doing similar things with stethoscopes and stuff.
So yes, teachers and nurses. I know so many parents. This is so hilarious. That are like posting on their Facebooks and their Instagrams that are like, I cannot wait for the first day of school. I will buy every marker. I will buy every paper. I will buy anything the teacher wants. As long as you take my
this
kids.
Shit, I really hope this shit makes people appreciate what teachers have to do on a regular fucking basis. Because there are these parents that are like, oh my God, I don't understand this math. What the hell am I doing? This is third grade math. Why can't I do this? I don't get it. Oh my God.
Well, my daughter's in online school and can you help me?
No.
No. The schoolwork these days is a lot complicated than when I went to school.
I look at some of this shit and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm like, where's the 1 + 1? And I don't understand all this.
Like when I was in the Bronx in January recording my last song, my niece was helping her son. He's like 7 years old, and I was like, girl, what the fuck is he doing? He's 7. Like we used to do this shit when we were 7.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked at him and I was like, you're not gonna need to know this in the real world.
Right.
I'm like, you're not gonna know that. You're not gonna need this in the real world.
Right. This is all completely useless.
Right.
But that's all from me. That's all. Just
all right, well, then we'll just jump right into my tip, shall we? Which is kind of ironic considering the shit that we were going through tonight, but that's okay.
I'm so sorry.
So, goddamn it, Felicia, the one time I need things to be on point, okay? The one fucking time. So we figured, Felicia and I were talking about it, we're like, you know what? Why don't we, because we've been doing this for a hot minute now. We've literally been doing this for about 8 years.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
So, it's a long time.
That means I've been doing this for a long
time. Why not, because now a lot of people are jumping in, doing live streams, doing streaming, doing all sorts of stuff. And we thought, well, why not share kind of stuff that we've learned along the way to maybe help folks improve the quality of their live stream? Because there are people that are jumping into this that have never done it before. They've never needed to, you know what I mean? It's never been something that they even wanted to do. But now with things being the way they are, it's sort of a necessity kind of thing. You want to do anything, it kind of has to be online.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, why don't we share some of the things that we've learned in this journey, and Lord knows we are not experts. We're not. We never claim to be. We're not experts, and we're still growing. But we have been doing this, like I said, for about 8 years, so we can speak from experience and about a lot of this stuff. And within those 8 years, anybody that's been following us, or anybody that's been watching the show from the beginning, it's very apparent the growth that we've had, and the things that we've learned, and things that we've changed up to try and make things a little bit better on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So just a couple things to think about if you're going to do an online show, or anything like that. One of the big things is content.
Yeah.
You actually have something to talk about, and is it interesting, or is it just and it's one thing if you're just going to go live and paint or whatever, but if you're trying to do something that's like a regular thing, content is important. You listen to podcasts and you watch TV shows and things like that because of the content, whether it's the story or the news that they cover, or whatever it is. There has to be something there that makes you want to watch. And we've gone through so many different things on this show to figure out what people like, what people are just like, whatever.
At one time we were serving people every season. I haven't done it in a couple seasons.
There were we had all sorts of stuff that we were doing, and so we try to get that feedback and try to figure out what works and doesn't work, but content is definitely important.
One thing I'll say to that is that before, when we had the show, we would talk about what we wanted to talk. Well, we would talk about what we wanted to talk about, and like scribble it on a paper and make sure like we talked about it.
Right.
Now, I don't know what we would do, but we write it out. And most days when I'm prepared, I was not prepared today, but I write out like what I want to happen at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
So that if, like before when we were doing things, I would be fumbling and, like it still happens because it's live, but you have to be like on where you want to be. So writing it out helps you stay on, because we were getting very sidetracked.
Yep.
And one of those surveys that we did, maybe in the beginning, it was when we were working with Josh from Movie Bears, was that we needed to stay on topic so that people could follow along. And
right.
A lot of things went whoop, whoop. And then by the time we were done, it was like 9 o'clock and we were like, what do we talk about? So
right, we didn't. Yeah, we even forgot what we were talking about. So
like a flow chart.
Yeah.
Right, and it doesn't even have to be anything complicated. Just have a document up with bullet points. Like that's the easy thing. Quality, just in general, quality. So, internet. If your internet connection is complete shite, that's going to affect everything. And we dealt with this as well, because there were times when fucking CenturyLink was
the best.
Oh my god. Like, it just wasn't working. It didn't want to do anything. It would disconnect. It would, and we learned real quick that in one place we actually had to be hardwired to the fucking modem. We couldn't be on Wi-Fi. So
yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. So yeah, there were wires and shit running all over Felicia's fucking apartment. I don't know how many times I almost killed myself on the damn thing too. So yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing more sexy when you walk in somebody's home and you just see an Ethernet cord going from one room to another, and you just go.
You don't want to see my office then.
Connection is important, especially if you're doing anything live with performances or whatever, because otherwise if things are skipping, things are glitchy, it really kind of kills it. And you're like, all right, well, I can't keep watching this because it's like, ugh. So if you're using a laptop, make sure that if you know that your Wi-Fi can be a little sketchy, make sure that you find an Ethernet cord that's long enough and hardwire that sucker to your modem. Sometimes you got to do it. And okay, so here's the thing: you don't need to spend a ton of money on a fancy computer or a fancy webcam or whatever. Most newer phones have a good enough camera, because camera is important. Quality of picture is important. You know, if it, it doesn't have to be super fancy. It doesn't have to be the newest whatever, but you want to make sure it's not cracked and we can actually see you.
What you trying to say?
Oh,
Well, your monitor is not cracked. The camera's not cracked.
That's correct.
You know, so because I've people have lives and it looks like they literally just rubbed like Vaseline all over shit, and I'm like, okay, this is.
Wow.
And if you want to, I wouldn't recommend doing it now because demand is high, which means costs are high. But you can look for like used webcams and stuff on eBay or OfferUp and places like that if you really want to kind of have a better quality and not use your phone. Because like right now, I have my webcam set up because I'm watching on my phone
to make sure we don't die.
Right, so that I can see the chat and everything that's going on. So I'm multitasking because if I don't want to have too much shit running on my laptop because then this bogs down and
So that do you have that written in here? No, you don't.
I don't, but that's another thing as well.
So I'll talk to that.
Okay.
So very early on, we discovered that the part of our problem with us dipping out because there were so many times where we would be live and we would be talking and the computer would just stop functioning and people would be like, "Where'd you go?" And we'd be like,
Right.
"It says we're live though." But
Right.
So in all of this, we have learned that if you're going to live stream like on like a regular basis, have a computer that is dedicated, or computers, because you can set up more than one, computers dedicated to live streaming so that like you don't have, because there's other things that run in the background, and I know people are like, "Well, I don't use that." It runs in the background without your knowledge. You can turn it off, and if you can turn all those things off, because what we did is I was using this computer, but then I bought the laptop, and especially now I'm working from home, I don't use this at all. This is dedicated just for when we're live streaming or recording video. Though it started to chirp and squeal, so
you had to talk to her.
So you have to figure out if your shit's getting bogged down, what's going on in the background. Do you have Facebook on in the background? Because a lot of times that's gonna bog shit down like crazy, which is why like I have this happening over here, and then I have the Facebook video up over here, so that I know that Facebook isn't bogging shit down over here. Sound can also be an issue. You have to make sure if you're using your phone for video that the microphone isn't obstructed. And if you, depending on where you have it, if you can, just use headphones with a mic. Use a. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy. It can be the headphones that come with your phone. Like for this, we make sure, and we learn this too, that when we have guests on, and even when it's me remoting in like this, to have the headphone with the microphone, because it cuts down, it improves the sound quality, and it cuts down on any echo, because echo's a thing.
It can get really bad really quickly.
Right. And that's something that's like super, super, super easy fix. And, like I said, you don't have to spend a ton on, a fancy mic. While sometimes the fancy mic, the Yeti mics and shit like that can really give you professional quality sound. Sometimes it's not necessary. If you just anything with a microphone that'll help sort of condense that sound down, will definitely improve that. And lighting is another one. And this is another thing you really don't have to spend a ton of money on. But lighting is important. If you're sitting in the dark, first of all, no one can see you. So if you're putting a face on, or if you're in face and you're sitting in the dark, you basically just wasted your face because
don't make fun of me.
And you something as simple as like a regular lamp that has like an LED bulb. If you take the lampshade off, that'll work as lighting. I've had to use that for like makeup lighting in hotels.
This is my
when I was traveling. Like you just take the lampshade off, and if the bulb is a bright enough LED, it works.
Have you
I
met my
found
friend?
Felicia's got all sorts of fancy lighting and stuff, but Felicia's also a photographer. Um,
but this is my friend.
Right.
Oh, I might just keep her around. Look at.
Oh Jesus, yeah. See. Yeah. Mine is not that fancy. I found a little like 8-inch ring light. It's small, but it doesn't need to be huge. And it's got like a little thing you can clip your phone onto it or whatever, whatever. But it works. Is what I'm using right now. It's not as fancy as the giant ones, and it's on my wish list. But I have limited space.
Sponsor us today.
Right. If you could sponsor me so I could get a bigger place, that would be really awesome.
Oh, whoa. Easy there.
I'm trying. I got. It's okay. But the small little like 8-inch ring light that I have was $30.
Oh, 8
at Walmart. So it's relatively inexpensive.
You were able to find it at Walmart?
It's got different brightnesses and stuff. So there's there's options, and it's pretty bright. Like it's not. I mean, it's. I'm not mad about it.
The ring light is my best friend.
Right, and you don't have to spend $150 on the giant ones if you just need something for like this kind of a thing. And like I said, even if you have just a regular lamp with an LED bulb, take the lampshade off. Boom, there you go, better lighting. And consider your background. This can be hard for people that have limited space like myself. I ended up on OfferUp finding. I actually got really fucking lucky. I found a whole photography backdrop frame thing that came with a backdrop for less than $50.
Oh wow!
Right, and then I ordered a couple more backdrops.
That's because photographers are not making money right now. Thank you.
But you can find some of this stuff like on OfferUp or whatever, because I was concerned that because like I said, my space is small, so without the background, you could see like right in. I have my cats running around. I have like shelves with shit on them, and I'm like, it's just not that cute. And I don't like. For me, I'm like, I'm a small space. I got to work with what I got, But it doesn't, and even if you don't have a backdrop, it's like the space that you're in doesn't have to be spotless. Lord knows if you were to see anything like on that side of the camera or, on that side of the camera, anything like over here or whatever with both me and Felicia, Lord knows what you see right here is what you see right here. But just keep in mind of what your audience can see. And that's not to say that, it has to be, clean or whatever, but you want to make sure that
what you trying to say?
You don't have things hanging out that you don't necessarily want people to see.
That's what I explained last week. What is happening right here is what's happening right here.
Okay.
But actually, I could open it up. This is a lot cleaner than it has been in a long time. But I say that if you do want something of this nature and you have the space for it, that make sure it like represents things that like are like your personality. Like when you see them on YouTube shows, you see the stuff that like represents them or the topics they talk about on their show. So a lot of this stuff is from our guest or from the Cat Lounge where we work, which I'm sad that they're moving, but all of this stuff is like either related to Freddy and I,
or stuff that we got from guests or things that we got like Felicia said from the Cat Lounge. There are things on there that belong to Dylan, so things have sentimental value and and things like that. So what you just be mindful of what you have around you basically is and if you're streaming on multiple platforms using one program like we do, because we use like the one program we stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all the things. Do a couple runs beforehand. Practice. Make sure you have, you know how to work it. Make sure that everything is working right. You know how to transition between things, whatever. Because that'll just help things move smoothly. And again, you don't have to spend a ton to look and sound good online. Lord knows I am all about drag on a budget, and I'm like I am all about drag on a budget. I can do pageantry on a budget, so like I'm all about finding, more cost-effective ways to do things, and so that's what I'm about. You don't have to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on something to make it look good. And if it's something that is only going to be temporary, then you don't even need to, you don't have to spend money on Yeti mics and massive different lighting and things like that. So, but I hope that hopefully these are things that the people that are kind of new to the whole live streaming thing, it'll help them. And Lord knows we're not perfect. We do this live, so we're not editing anything, which is something else that a lot of these shows and stuff that you see, they pre-record and then they edit. We don't do that, so you get to see all the fuck ups. You get to see my dog fucking knock down my fucking background. You get to see it when Felicia forgets to hit the mute button, and we're muted for the first 15 minutes because nobody says anything. But like I said, we're not perfect, and we don't claim to be professionals or whatever. We're just speaking from experience, and we figure our experiences could maybe help somebody else. So there you go.
So Colin says there needs to be a way to read comments and have multiple platforms streaming it in one place. There is a couple of sites that do that. And with Restream, I can do that, but the way I have it set up on Facebook, I can't read the comments from Facebook. If who said that? Robert Strickling said that I could use Discord. I don't think I've used that before. But if that gets all the comments all in one place,
that's gonna be homework for you, honey.
Oh, I'm always doing homework on this.
Okay.
Right. I mean, we're if I see something and I'm like, hey, have you heard of this or have you seen this or whatever? Like, I'll send it to Felicia. I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool. Do we know about anything about this? What about this? So like we're always looking for things that we can do to improve and make things better. Like that's we've been doing this for 8 years. We're trying to So.
That's one thing too that I'll say is that you're always learning. There was a couple of things that I saw on like other people's lives, like their live streams, that I was like, well, we've been doing this for a while. We should be able to do that. And then I was like, of course, Freddy has no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm all excited. And he's like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm like, it is cool. I'm just nerding out.
That's what I do. Felicia's like, oh, this is really cool. I'm like, it's awesome. I just agree with her. If she thinks it's cool, I'm like, yeah.
Most of the time I can tell, like, he's like, oh, uh-huh. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. And you'll be like, oh, that's cool.
I'm here to look pretty. Felicia's like the tech-savvy one. And I'm like,
Oh, Robert, please do send the link to us.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so you want to know what we're using now? Right now, we are using OBS, which streams to Restream, which Restream is like a distributor, let's call it that, to all the social media channels, so I don't have to figure out all that happiness myself, because at one point I was doing that myself, and it was horrible.
No. All right, let's see what we have on current events today. So Arizona's going to start opening up this week.
Oh,
I've already seen multiple announcements and posts from retail stores, tattoo shops, restaurants, salons that have all announced openings. Some, not all, some are requesting that people wear masks. But I'm wondering how many people are actually going to enforce it.
Costco.
Right. I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of places that if someone pitches a fit, they're not going to do anything about it.
Do you think?
You know what I'm... The Burley Barber has announced that they will be closed at least until June, which I'm actually very glad about. I don't think we're in any position to be opening shit up, but, what do I know? I just look at the numbers and say whatever. Speaking of numbers, Arizona, today, as of today, we had 9,700 cases.
Oh, let me see. I think I put the map in here. Hold on.
Yeah, it was 9,700 cases. which is up from 7,200 a week ago.
About a week ago.
That's 2,500 more cases in a week.
This is what I found online.
But you know what? It's cool. Open your shit up. Whatever. It's fine. Fucking Governor Ducey has shut down the coronavirus modeling team. Those are the folks that were basically working with the virus, doing projections, all that fun stuff. And he said, you know what? It's fine. We don't need you anymore. You can go ahead and just stop.
Did I hear correctly that the White House is doing the same thing?
Yes. Yes, you did.
So I often find that the governor does things. He doesn't say that he's doing what the president is doing, but oftentimes it looks like he's like copycatting. Like he
for sure, because he's a fucking douchebag, which is why we call him fucking douchey. Like, so to give you guys an idea, I don't know if anybody's paying attention to numbers, but as of today, these are the current numbers around the fucking world. So as of today, the U.S. has 1.26 million cases. 1.26 million cases. 74,000 deaths. Worldwide, there have been 3.75 million cases. So we have almost half of that.
Open it up. Just open it up. It's fine. We're going to die.
Right. With 253,000 deaths. China, mind you, China is essentially patient zero in all of this, right?
Aren't they still kind of locked down?
Well, no. Not really. They've pretty much opened up.
Oh.
So China, who is essentially patient zero, right? Mm-hmm. It started in the Wuhan province and kind of went from there. Mind you, they also have 4 times the population as we do. They are so much bigger than us, right?
Mm-hmm.
China, as of today, 82,000 deaths. Cases, sorry. 82,000 cases. 4,600 deaths. Let me say that one more time. China, who has 4 times the population, technically patient zero, where this started, 82,000 cases compared to our 1.26 million, 4,600 deaths compared to our 74,000.
Do you think China's reporting everything?
I think they are for the most part because if you look at their curve is very similar to South Korea. So it's a matter of comparison, and they shut shit down quick. Like they didn't fuck around.
Oh.
They were on that shit.
They didn't do the whole like, oh well, if you want to stay open, we'll just figure it out along the way. Oh well, just kidding. We're gonna shut everything down because now everybody's dying.
Right. We are currently number 1 in cases and number 1 in deaths. Number 2 in confirmed cases is Spain with 220,000. The UK is number 2 in deaths with 30,000.
Wow.
So, yay, we won the pandemic! USA! 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 Fuck the USA. Fuck Trump, fuck the administration, fuck the fucking government, and fuck you, douchey. Just saying. Anyway.
Yes, Robert. Yes, Robert. Freddy is getting all fired up.
Yeah.
I get fired up. I get passionate about shit, especially when it comes to our fucked up system in massive fucking quotations. Because our government is a bunch of shit. Like, yeah. So that's what's happening today in the world of coronavirus.
Aren't we getting something else? That's a gift too from overseas. Are we getting like some type of
the murder hornets?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with the murder hornets, and this is something that I think people aren't really understanding. The name is kind of it's unfortunate because the murder hornets are actually they're not aggressive towards humans at all.
Then what's the big scare then? The
problem with the murder hornets is they destroy colonies of bees.
Oh.
And we
and
need bees to
we
monitor that.
need the bees. There was actually a beekeeper in, I believe, Austin that had numerous, like
Not my
we're talking
Austin.
tens of thousands of bees that he had in hives and everything. Maybe it wasn't Austin. Might have been on the West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. I have to check it. I'm sorry. I can't remember where it was specifically, but it was somewhere that had a very large population of bees.
Mm.
The murder hornets went in and destroyed all of them.
Oh my God! So they're like,
All of them. And what they do is they go in and they rip their heads off because they take the thoraxes back to their hive and feed everybody with the thoraxes. So they basically go in and destroy entire massive colonies of bees in one fell swoop. So
these
you
are
know how like a
gangster
locust,
hornets.
right? So you know how a swarm of locusts will descend on crops and within
Mhm.
5 minutes done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same concept, except with thousands of bees that we need to food.
So the part that scared me a little bit was on the news. It said something like people that are allergic to bees, it's more harmful than it is for.
Yes.
Well, they are, but I mean, again, it's the same thing. They're not aggressive towards humans. Neither are bees. If you fuck with them, they're gonna sting you. But if you leave them alone, they're not gonna fucking
Well,
sting
you ain't gotta worry about me. I run like a little bitch every time I see a bee. So.
Hornets are disrespectful, huh?
Hornets are bastards. Hornets are aggressive motherfuckers,
In
and
general.
they will like straight up come at you. Like
in general,
they
yes.
they are. Yeah.
You just be minding your own business, and all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, oh no, mm-mm, I
The
don't.
Hornets fucking show up with a fucking squad and switchblades and shit. Like
They're the gangster of the bees. That's what I'm saying.
they are. But they're even more aggressive than fucking gangsters. Like, they're just fucking,
So should we worry?
they're trying to. Basically, this is the window where we have to control these hornets that have come in.
Do we put them on cruise ships for 10 weeks?
Right. So they're trying to make sure that they kind of cut it off as they can right now. So they're trying to make sure they track them, and they're trying to get rid of them as fast as they can. If we can't control them, yes, that's going to be an issue, a massive issue, because they'll just basically sweep through, and then we're fucked, basically.
Did you see the video where the hornet beat up the mouse?
Yeah, like they're
what?
Beat it up, disrespectfully, disrespected it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to send me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so enough about like super fun stuff. Why don't we move on to our guest, Felicia?
Who I have spelled your name wrong all over the place, and I'm looking at this and thinking, well,
okay.
If people start Googling you and just take it as it is. You have 2 personas now. You're welcome.
Okay. You rebranding me, girl?
So we have guest Benny Blessed, since I put it wrong all over the place. It's been a day. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, Benny, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got your start, and we'll take it from there. Just tell us how you got your start.
Well, Benny Blessed, originally from the East Coast. I moved here 10 years ago. It all started, I used to write poems when I was younger. My mother always encouraged me to write my feelings down. Nobody knew that I wrote, not even my niece. So fast forward, I got out of a toxic relationship in March of 2019. Mm-hmm. I was depressed for 3 weeks. My mother came to me in a dream and told me to start writing. And then I wrote a song for my niece to sing, because my niece is a singer. She's been singing since she's been really, really young. Mm-hmm. And I wrote a song for her. She didn't know that I could write. And then she encouraged me to do it myself. she said it will come off better if you express yourself. I can't experience what you experience. So that's how my first song, Level Up, came about.
Oh,
Was
wow.
from my toxic relationship. She was actually very shocked. She didn't know that I wrote. Nobody did. I kept it. It was like between me and my mother.
Why did you keep it a secret?
It was like my own personal diary
Mm.
in the beginning, and poetry and healing because of the abuse that I went through growing up. So like I was in the Ion magazine, so I was sexually, physically, and mentally abused by family members growing up. So at a young age, my mom always told me to write my feelings down. It helps to. So I always wrote poems. It started off with poetry. But yeah, so that's how I got started. My niece actually encouraged me to do it.
Okay. And then
that started. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh,
that started. So I recorded my first song in April 2019. At the end of April 2019, we recorded it. It's I give artists a different perspective. It's very draining. Very draining, and the whole recording process is a lot. A lot of takes, a lot of things. So I respect artists on a different thing. But it was fun. Me and my niece we just click very well. We mesh very well. And then after that song, I wrote 3 more. Wow. And I put a benefit show together in November of 2019 with Cruz and Jeremiah Daniels. They helped me a lot to put it together. And then Jeremiah Daniels introduced me to Expressa, and we just hit it off. So basically, them 3 have took me under their wing and helped me put my show together. Let me go backwards. In 2015, my mother died. So because me and my mother were really close, she died of cancer. I was in charge of everything. Took her off the machines and everything. I took life coach classes to part of my healing. So I got life coach certified. So I stopped doing public speaking when my mother passed away. I used to do it a lot. And then, so my benefit show was the first time that I did public speaking and all that in 4 years since my mom passed away. Oh. And the good thing about it is my niece was also sexually abused, domestically abused. And she lost her husband in 2008 overseas. So that was the first time she performed music in 10 years. So it was like the show was a lot of meaning to me and my niece, but also because my mother was also raped and sexually abused and physically abused as well. So there's a lot of meaning to me. I will always be an advocate for domestic and sexual abuse.
Oh, so your music carries a lot of sentimental a lot of sentimental value, as well as has a cause, but it has a cause and a feeling behind it, right?
Every song that I write has a meaning. So Level Up was basically about my toxic relationship. Look at Me was about my toxic relationship. Pussy Pussy is basically about people that just talk shit behind your back, but when they're in your face, they don't really say nothing. So that's what I mean.
I don't know anybody like that. I don't know anybody like that.
Permission is like, even though I'm a sexual person and even though I choose not to sleep around, I don't think there's anything wrong with people that do. I just hope they use protection. Permission is like an intimate thing, like what I would do with a partner. And then Tell Me is a very sexual song. That's my last song that I recorded in January. So all my songs were recorded back east in the Bronx, where I lived before I moved out here with my niece in her living room.
Hey, it doesn't matter where it's recorded as long as it sounds good.
And it just had a lot of meaning. It's very, a lot of people behind the scenes talk nonsense about my songs, but I think it's funny how like Beyonce, Adele, all like Taylor Swift, they can write shit about their life experiences or their relationships, and everybody loves them. But
trust me, there's people talking shit about Adele and Beyonce.
And I just, for me, it's very therapeutic. At the end of the day, I don't have any regrets in life. If I didn't have that toxic relationship, the strength that I've gained from that pain, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Absolutely.
So I think everything you go through in life makes you who you are, and
Absolutely.
it makes you stronger if you allow it to make you stronger. Because most of the time you can either break. It's a choice, in my opinion, to let things break you or to grow from it and become better. And I think I lost myself in my last relationship, but I found who I truly am.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes
So
sense.
it's fair to say that your life experiences, your past has really is what inspires you, is what inspires your music.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure to some extent that that's most people's inspiration, but you really, like, a lot of your music is specifically about things that happened to you, and things that you learned from those experiences, right?
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
I read something online because I don't like to put my faith on everybody, but I believe in God. I believe that one of the things that I read online says that God will show you who somebody is, and if you ignore him, he will let that person hurt you until you finally let go.
Damn, I've ignored a
And
lot of people.
so I believe that there was, because at the end of the day, when you truly love someone and you're living your truth, because at the end of the day, I can say that I do everything from my heart. That's something that my mom always instilled in me, that you do everything from your heart, because at the end of the day, God knows your heart. We are all human. We all make mistakes, but if you live in your truth and you do everything from your heart, everything will be authentic, and you'll be your true self. Um, I feel like a lot of people don't live in their authentic true self because they worry about what people think of them.
Oh, that.
And
Lord knows I know about that.
so one of the things that I always say is, like, when I finally stopped caring what people thought of me when I was 28, because I'm 42 now, that's when my life was like the best experience, like, is to stop caring what people think of you. Because people are always going to talk. People always are going to talk, but just I always tell people, live in your truth, always be honest, even if it hurts somebody's feelings, you always be honest. And yeah, and I'm actually blessed. I have been so blessed in this whole year. So I recorded 5 songs. I did a benefit show. We raised $1,600 for that nonprofit. I traveled more in 1 year than I did in the last 2 years of my relationship.
Oh wow.
It's just been, I flip homes on the side, like I was telling you, Felicia, and my house was on the market for a while. Three weeks after my breakup, it was in the process of being sold. So I believe sometimes you stay in situations because you truly love, like, but sometimes they block your blessings and you don't even know it. So, but I have no regrets. Like I said.
So, one thing that I was gonna say is that it's never too late to chase your dream, because you just said that you're 42, and I always hear all the time, and it drives me absolutely bonkers, that people, like, the older they get, they're like, well, I don't understand that, so I'm not gonna do it, and it's probably too late for that dream. So, what do you say to those people?
As long as you wake up every day and God chooses you to wake up and breathing, you should be chasing your dream. It's never too late.
You see 60, 70-year-old people pursuing degrees and things and going back to college and whatever. Like, if they can do it, then I can do it, because I'm not that far behind you in terms of age. Like, I'm gonna be 41 this year, and it's like I'm still I'm still learning new things. I'm still doing things. I'm still trying to grow as a person, as an artist, as a whatever. Like, like I can't imagine being stagnant and just being like, okay, I'm good. I'm done.
And that's one of the things that I think that people don't realize, is that personal growth is an everyday thing. You have to continue to grow, and people just don't. And one of the things that I can speak from, because I used to be a victim, is there's a lot of victim mindset people out here that always want to blame others. But at the end of the day, when you wake up, you're responsible for the person in the mirror. Nobody else is responsible for you but that person. And if you don't like your life, fix it. Because statistically, I shouldn't be where I am. My mom was a stripper, and my father was just saying criminal activity. So statistically, I shouldn't be where I am today. But I made the choice to have a better life. I made the choice to want more, better for my life. I didn't choose to stay in my situation. And that's what I would say to the younger generation that's coming up, because I'm not going to say all, but I feel like the younger generation, they feel very privileged. And, so, like I said, I don't regret anything that I went through in life, because if I took back, if I told God to take away the pain, then I would have never gained the strength. Mm-hmm. Because if people don't realize, you gain strength from pain if you choose to look at it in a positive way. You know, so yeah, but and you have to have, like, a lot of people don't realize that success is a team effort. Like, I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have Cruz and Jeremiah to help me with the benefit show. And then Expressor has been a huge supporter of me, since we just clicked very well. My niece is 10 years younger than me. She's been doing music forever, so she helps me a lot. Like, I'm not where I am in life because I did it myself. I do it because I have accountability people. Yeah. I go to people. I have a good team. I have a good support system, and that's what people need to fail to realize. That you have to surround yourself with positive, mindset people if you want to have a positive life. And yes, it's good to love people, but sometimes you have to love people from afar. And and when you're, one of the things that is when you're elevating, sometimes you have to let people off your train. You can't take everyone with you. Right. Doesn't mean you stop loving them. It just means that you just have to grow. And you have to during the process of going up and being successful, you just have to let people go and love them from afar.
Mm-hmm. So, I love all of this. But we have a quick game before we go. Is everything okay over there? I hear the dog going berserk.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to shut up. My neighbors, that's the other thing I've been putting up with. I totally forgot. I have neighbors upstairs, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but anytime they move around upstairs, it sounds like they're fucking moving furniture. They are incapable of simply walking. Everything they do sounds like they're moving fucking furniture. On Saturday night, they had a full-on fucking party up there with like a dozen people. Oh yeah, no. Fucking dozen people up there partying it up. It sounded like they were going to come through my fucking ceiling. I was pissed until almost 3 o'clock in the morning. They put their damn dogs, little yappy shitheads, out on their balcony and just leave them there. So they bark incessantly, which of course makes Bruce bark.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now motorcycles.
Did you have any other questions for me, Felicia? I don't know if you had any.
I got plenty of questions. We're going to play a game of this or that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we thank Freddy for these, because I had a little bit of a delay today, as you saw earlier. And I got to fix this shiny nose because I missed that. Anyway, but we have a game called This or That, and you just choose quickly. Bruce can play too if he wants. Eat a stick of butter or drink a glass of bacon fat.
Ooh.
Damn.
A stick of butter. I don't like pork like that.
So butter, okay.
Yeah, butter.
Bathe in a tub of squid or wrap yourself in a blanket full of worms. Neither.
Squid or wrap yourself with worms? Probably squid. They don't bother you.
More of a texture thing, you know.
I don't want to fuck with worms. Worms are in the ground. Dead.
Britney Spears' Baby One More Time on a loop or Screamo Metal on a loop?
Screamo Memo?
Oh, damn.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably do Britney.
Oh, okay. I thought you chose the Screamo Metal.
No. I just wanted to make sure I heard you right. Britney Spears.
Okay.
I would probably just drink the Drano at that point. I'd be like, no, I can't do it.
That's horrible. Now, if the question read Britney Spears in your house full time or Screamo Metal, then I would be drinking Drano because
Oh God.
Her all day, girl.
she's on her own level, and I'm like, get out of here, girl. Good music, but you gotta go. Where can folks find you on social media? I spelled your stuff all wrong. Hold on, I have a thing. Oh wait.
So on Instagram, Benny_Bless78, and then on Facebook, Benji Solano. So BENJI space Solano, SOLANO.
Oh,
And Snapchat. I'm on Snapchat too.
you didn't give me that.
I know. I don't go on there a lot. I just take pictures.
Oh, you're a photographer? I'm just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
I'm a photographer.
I am teasing. I am so teasing. Do you have any upcoming gigs?
Not with the Miss Rona. Excuse my language. Fucking up everybody's gigs, honey.
So I think that, and I was asking you this before the show, but I think that your next gig should be a music video because you don't have a music video.
Yeah. So now that you brought that up, I'm actually working on a new song. So through Expressor, I met a dancer who does music, and she introduced me to this producer. So I am working on a new song, and I actually have ideas for a video. I just gotta have. We're gonna practice social distancing, but we want to do it in the middle of the pandemic. So something that I'm working on. Definitely working on new stuff.
Okay.
I'm halfway done with the new song, which I'm very excited about. Very much. It's definitely a challenge, a new song. So
okay,
trying to push me out of my comfort zone.
That's awesome.
And I still have lyrics from 2019 that I haven't used. So
I mean, people are always releasing.
You got nothing but time now, right?
So,
I mean, what are you doing?
Huh?
I mean, what are you doing? We're waiting.
Right. So yeah, it's just like I have, like right now, I want to finish the song because I do want to do a music video with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am going to do a music video with my 3 songs. Look at Me, Pussy Pussy, and Tell Me Tell Me. So there's going to be a video for that too. I'm working on that.
Oh wow. Well,
yeah. So
you have to let us know so we can share.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really, really excited. Like I said, I met a lot of great people this year from 2019 and 2020, and I met a really good producer. The beat that he gave me is very good, so I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the future. So
very cool.
What about you, Freddy?
Felicia, do you have anything coming up?
I do actually have a virtual show coming up, but I didn't write it down, and it's with Serotonin.
Nice.
I'll premiere the video that we're talking about. But on the 16th, we have Virtual Arizona Pride. It's just a smaller version of the first one, but we have a lot of things lined up. Look for some promo material done by me. I think
I'm doing like a King panel or something with Drag Story Hour on that day for the thing.
Sounds right. I've been so busy with. I hate when my Muggle job takes over my drag life. Ugh. Anyway, because usually what happens is Wednesday I can like keep up with things that are like going on over here, and I have like the whole show planned out before noon. So, I mean, if there's people from work watching, oh well. The work is done. The work is done.
Right.
You're getting the work done.
Let's see. For me, May 16th, I also have the fucking duet video that I mentioned today that gave me a fucking migraine. That'll be premiering as well with the Theater Geeks King show. I will post details of that. I believe it'll be on. I think she'll be streaming live from Twitch, but on different platforms too. So
Oh, wow.
I will post those details so you guys can see. And please, for the love of Christ, please watch this video because it literally gave me a 2-day migraine. So
I can
please
see
just
why.
watch it and tell me it's amazing. It's not amazing, but just tell me it's amazing. This is the one time I want you to lie to me and tell me it's amazing.
Support. We're gonna call it the migraine video.
So,
look at what it was.
when he was editing the one where he was in the desert, I gave him, like, a couple of things that I was like, well, it was more than a couple. But anyway, and he was like, you're supposed to tell me I'm amazing. And I'm like, wrong friend.
I was like, no, Felicia, you're supposed to tell me that this is the best video ever. Why are you telling me, like, what to change and how to make it better? What the fuck? What kind of friend are you?
I was like, oh.
My God.
Well,
this one, I did not send this one to you for critiques because, number one...
You were done. You were so done.
I was done. I was fucking done. And I know, like I said, there were some weird glitches in it, but it looks fine in preview, so I can't fix it. And I don't, like, I'm going to still fuck with it a little bit, but I can't figure out how to fix it.
I think it's fine.
Like, it doesn't really need a lot of effects and things like that, because it's literally me and me. So, you know. But, yeah, that fucking video, I swear to God. Just thinking about it, and I'm getting another migraine. So, yeah.
Let's close this sucker up. We are brought to you by Wigs of a Kind and The Burly Barber. You can find Wigs of a Kind on Facebook, and you can find The Burly Barber on theburlybarbers.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Follow them to find out when they're officially opening, because under this is some
you're gonna be seeing a lot of hats from me until I can go get this shit. Like, we're gonna lots of hats.
I mean, we have this natural look. I'm just kidding. We want to thank all of you who support us on Patreon. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/letshaveafifi. You can also tip us at paypal.me/letshaveafifi. And I did not make the graphic for this. I didn't have time.
Ah, damn it, Felicia.
If you want to buy a Let's Have a Fifi shirt, we are doing a giant pre-order. I cannot...
you know what? It's fine. Before next week, I'm going to go to postermywall.com and I'll make the graphic.
Ugh. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Be sure to like this episode, subscribe, and share it with all of your friends, enemies, and Trump supporters. I know that Trump supporters love to watch us. Especially since I'm a black male in female clothing.
Don't forget Phoenix Magazine.
I forgot. Oh,
I totally forgot as well. Don't forget, for Phoenix Magazine, La Gatara is up for Best Pet Store, which is not technically a pet store. It's a rescue, but whatever, semantics. So La Gatara is up for Best Pet Store. Our Drag Bingo and Cats is up for Best Drag Show, which is fucking fantastic. And Let's Have a Fifi is actually up for Best Drag Show as well. So we've actually been nominated twice, which is so awesome. And
But so hard when you're voting, though.
Like, go and vote. You can vote once a day. So go vote for us.
Go vote. You have 2 opportunities to vote for us. If we don't win, I'm a...
Right? What the hell? 8 years, folks.
Be sure to subscribe to us as a podcast. You can listen to us on all sorts of things: Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Special thanks to Benny Blessed for joining us tonight. Thank you all for watching us on live, and those that watch on the replay, because there are a lot of you that watch on the replay. We will see you next week. Who's our guest next week? Serotonin.
Serotonin is up next week.
Yes. We got things to talk about. This has been Let's Have a Fifi. Good night.
Good night.